In this lecture, we will discuss the cervical disc prolapse. The disc that is present between the two vertebrae is called the intervertebral disc. The disc which have central nucleus pulposus and it is surrounded by the annulus fibrous rings called annulus fibrosus. The intervertebral disc lie between the adjacent vertebrae. They consist of peripheral fibrocartilaginous part called annulus fibrosus. This is annulus fibrosus and a central semi-fluid or gelatinous part called nucleus pulposus. This is called nucleus pulposus. There is no disc. Remember, there is no disc between C1 and C2. Atlas and axis there is no disc present. And there are only ligaments and the joint capsules that limit the excessive motions. The role of ligament is to provide stability to the joints. So there is no disc between C1 and C2 and only ligaments can prevent excessive motion. Disc degeneration or herniation can injure the spinal cord or nerve root. If there is intervertebral disc degeneration, if annulus fibrosis rings can tear, or any herniation of nucleus pulposus from outside of the disc can injure the spinal cord or nerve roots. Compression. Cervical radiculopathy is a compression or injury to a nerve root in the cervical region. Radiculopathy, when the nerve root is compressed, the radiating pain the patient can feel along its nerve supply. Its most common causes are cervical disc herniation when the disc is herniated outside and any degenerative disease. Clear? The term myelopathy is used to describe any neurological deficit related to the spinal cord itself. Myelopathy is the neurological deficit related to spinal cord. Myelopathy may be due to compression of the spinal cord by the protruded cervical disc. When there is protrusion, the compression of the spinal cord occur and the nerves can compress and the patient feels symptoms along its nerve root. The treatment for this is same as that of cervical spondylosis. In the cervical disc prolapse, we can use traction. Traction can decompress the stress that are present on these vertebrae. So we go for traction. This can relieve the patient's symptoms. The contraindication of traction is spinal infection. If there is any infection, we cannot go for traction. If there is any inflammatory disease like rheumatoid arthritis, osteoporosis, when the bones are porous, spinal cancers or tumors, central spinal cord compression due to the tumor or herniation, we cannot go for traction. The precaution during traction are joint hypermobility. When there is joint hypermobility, acute inflammation, cardiac or respiratory insufficiency, if the patient has some cardiac or respiratory issue, in the pregnancy and in the temporomandibular joint dysfunction if using chin strap. So in these cases, we do traction but in the precautions. The mechanical techniques that we use in the therapeutic ranges in the cervical spine is almost 25 to 30 points. This type may be contraindicated with patient when there is temporomandibular joint dysfunction. Cervical muscles, always remember, this is very important. Cervical muscles are more active in the sitting position than in the spine position because due to the effect of gravity on the postural muscles. In the sitting position, gravity acts. Less traction force is required in the upper versus the lower cervical spine. In the upper cervical spine, C1 and C2, less traction force is required. And in the lower cervical spine, C2 to C7, there is more traction force to require. Okay. The nerve gliding we can do in case of nerve compression. The following nerve gliding can be helpful. First is the median nerve. Patient position and procedures you can see in the Images begin with the patient supine, apply shoulder girdle depression by the physiotherapist, then slightly abduct the shoulder, extend the elbow, laterally rotate the arm, supinate the forearm, wrist, finger, and thumb extension are added. The shoulder is taken into greater abduction. The full stretch position include contralateral cervical side flexion. While maintaining the stretch position, move one joint at a time a few degrees in and out of the stretch position using wrist extension and flexion or elbow flexion and extension, or perform the sliding techniques by moving two joints simultaneously in the same direction. This is the position for the medial nerve gliding. It can do with the help of a physiotherapist. The second is the radial nerve gliding. Begin with the patient supine. Sequentially apply shoulder, extend the elbow, then medially rotate the arm and pronate the forearm because it's for the radial nerve. Keep the elbow in the extension and add wrist, finger, thumb flexion, and finally ulnar deviate of the wrist. The full stretch position include contralateral side flexion. If there is full stretch position, we can go for contralateral side flexion of the cervical spine while maintaining the stretch position, moving one joint at a time a few degree in and out of the stretch position using wrist flexion and then extension. Wrist extension and then flexion. This is the position for the radial glide. It can done with the help of a physiotherapist. You can see the both hands of a physiotherapist placing. And the last one is the ulnar nerve glide. Begin with the patient supine. Sequentially apply wrist extension and forearm supination, followed by elbow flexion because it's for ulnar nerve. Then add shoulder girdle depression. Maintain this position and add shoulder lateral rotation and abduction. In the final position, the patient hand is near his or her ear with finger positioning posteriorly. In the full stretch position, always remember contralateral side flexion of the cervical spine is added. While maintaining the overall stretch position, move one joint at a time a few degrees in and out of the stretch position, such as elbow extension and flexion. These are very simple techniques, not complicated. You can see in the picture. This we can do for ulnar nerve. If there is compression, if we do test and we find there is a compression of radial nerve, so we go for radial nerve glide. And if there is problem with the median nerve, so we go for median nerve and the ulnar nerve glides. We can it all depend on the nerve compression, which nerve is compressed. C1 and C2 also called. Tell me the answer in the comment. Thank you.